Hello and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Can Ripple burn all 41.9 billion XRP in escrow? Okay, so this is one of those discussions that's been going on since the beginning of time, since I actually stepped into crypto and invested in XRP. And there's an answer to this, and then there's a question that comes after it, okay? So can Ripple burn all 41.9 billion XRP in escrow? Yes, they can. However, the question then comes to, why would they want to do that? It just makes absolutely no sense. And so when people are saying this, I just know that it's people talking about it because they're just thinking about price action. But then what you're saying is, okay, they're going to burn the whole escrow for the benefit of people wanting the price to go up, but that's at the actual expense of Ripple, right? Because let's really get into this. So when we talk about burning the escrow, it's not like they can literally burn it. Matt Hamilton broke this down a little while back. What he basically said is they can't actually burn the escrow, okay? Because the escrow is locked. But what he basically said is they can get rid of the key. So they would no longer have the keys, which would effectively mean they no longer have access to the escrow, right? So it would effectively be burnt because they don't have access to it, okay? So they can't just literally burn the XRP, but it can be effectively burnt. But let's say that they did that. That's going to mess up their business, right? Like, they have all this XRP that they've got plans for. They want to be able to utilize this to give to banks and sell to banks and stuff like that, which is going to aid within their business model. Then you've got like the AMM product that they're bringing out, all this kind of stuff. They need XRP. So if they just start burning off massive chunks of their holdings, how is that actually going to benefit them? Right? And so, yes, you have heard David Schwartz say it can be done, and you have heard Brad Garlinghouse say that they are open to the idea if it benefits the ecosystem. But that doesn't mean they're actually going to do it, because it will be at the expense of Ripple, and it will be at the expense of their business. So when people say this, it's like, it sounds nice, it sounds great that they would just burn the whole escrow, but it's a fantasy thing really, because there's no reason for them to do that. It's not going to benefit their business in any way, shape or form, right? So yes, you could say, okay, the XRP they have now is more valuable. Yeah, okay, but then they've probably lost a load of revenue that they would make from using it for their business, right? So it really doesn't make sense. I think what they would rather do is let XRP appreciate in price and value through the partnerships, through the utility, that kind of thing. And that just then adds value to their holdings that they have and allows them to continue to do their business with the XRP that they hold. Because look, when these companies are doing their business plans, they're not just thinking short term. They're not. They're thinking long term, like 10s, 20 years, 30 years, right? Like, I've done a video not long ago on HBAR. And those guys were looking and saying that they wanted their company to be a 100-year business. That's how long term these people are thinking. So don't think that they're just looking at this and thinking, the price is low, maybe we should just burn our supply just to get the price up. Right? That's not going to happen. This is one thing that I want you guys to understand with this, right? I don't mean this to sound bad when I say this, because I actually completely understand it. Ripple is a business, right? And while they do respect XRP holders, like how they're through the XRP party, so I can see that they value their holders, their investors, they are going to be looking after their own self-interest when it's all said and done. They're not just going to burn the supply to get XRP holders happy. That's just the truth of the matter. If it's going to affect their business, it doesn't make sense for them to do this. So, can they burn the escrow? Yes, they can. But again, we come to the question, why would they? It's not going to benefit them overall. It's really not. So, I'll just go through this part of the article. It's just the main part because there's no point reading the whole thing because they're not really saying anything noteworthy. So, we just get to the main part here. Can Ripple burn all XRP in escrow? Nonetheless, the conversation about Ripple burning the XRP tokens in its escrow has been around for a while. 5 months ago, former Ripple director and software engineer Matt Hamilton argued that Ripple could potentially destroy all the XRP tokens in escrow wallets should it choose to do so. Hamilton shared this sentiment while responding to questions about Ripple's XRP assets and their role in the legal dispute with the US regulator. Moreover, the context of the conversation was the SEC versus Library legal battle, where the SEC sought a court order to halt Library from conducting any crypto offerings until it burned all its Library credits (LBC) tokens. As a result, XRP enthusiasts pondered a scenario where the US regulator could require Ripple to incinerate all its escrowed XRP. Legal experts argued that a court order cannot ordinarily compel XRP validators to eliminate the escrowed XRP. On the other hand, Ripple CTO David Schwartz has previously affirmed Ripple would be compelled to burn the escrow XRP where validators wrote to have them burned. Similarly, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has also mentioned previously that Ripple might contemplate extinguishing escrow XRP where such a decision benefits the overall health of the XRP ecosystem. Notably, burning the 41.9 billion XRP in Ripple escrow would imply setting over $20 billion on fire. And right there, that very end part tells you exactly what you need to know. They would effectively be just getting rid of $20 billion. Why are they going to do that? Right? They think that they're just going to do this for some XRP holders to make them happy with price. That's not going to happen, guys. It's just not. And in regards to the whole thing with the SEC, first and foremost, it's two different cases, two different circumstances. You can't really compare the two. And let's face it, like, the SEC have already lost against Ripple. I don't think it's likely they're going to get this overturned. Like, I know they've dropped the charges with Chris Larsen and Brad Garlinghouse, and I do believe they've done that to speed up the appeal. I said that in a previous video. But I'll be honest, I don't think it's likely that they're going to win. I don't, because the way Judge Torres has given her decision, it's very thorough. She's actually been able to come back and give even more reasons as to why she has given the decision that she's given in the interlocutory appeal filing. She's done that in her response. She's explained again in more depth. So I think the more that they try to appeal, the more that Judge Torres can explain her reasoning and show them that they are wrong, because they are. So I don't think it's likely that they're going to win that argument personally. And so in terms of thinking the SEC are going to try and get them to do that, I don't really think that's going to happen either, to be completely honest. And they never claimed that that's what they wanted. So I don't think that's really likely going to happen. And in regards to thinking that Ripple are going to do this out of the goodness of their hearts to appease XRP holders, no. Just the short answer to that is just no. They're not going to do that, I'm afraid. So, yes, they can effectively do that if they want to. The other thing I will say, David Schwartz mentioned there, if the validators put up a vote to have the escrow burnt, then they wouldn't have no choice. And that's the power of decentralization, right? So if that was what was agreed, then yeah, that would happen. But they're not going to do that because, again, if you destroy their escrow, right, well then Ripple are no longer going to have any incentive to continue to try and grow the XRP ecosystem, right? If you just take away all their holdings like that, they're just going to move away from XRP. So again, it wouldn't make sense to try and do that either. And that's why no one has done that now. Like, at the moment, they're really developing, they're really trying to expand the XRP ledger. And they're a good force in the community. They're a good force in the XRP ecosystem. So it makes sense to keep them around. It makes sense to let them continue to innovate. Right? So I'll leave that there. But guys, I wouldn't get too caught up in this. A lot of people keep talking on this, but it's just another price conversation. It's just another excuse to try and talk about how the price can go up, and it's not something that's going to happen. The chances of this happening is pretty much slim to none. So I don't really think it's a conversation really worth having, to be honest. But I'll leave it at that. But what do you guys think? Ripple burning their escrow of 41.9 billion XRP. Do you think this is something that's likely? Do you think this is something that Ripple would do? Or do you think it's something that's actually going to happen? Or do you not think that this is something that's likely? Do you agree with the points that I've made and think that it wouldn't really make sense for Ripple to burn their escrow? Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'd be interested to hear. Thank you very much for watching this. If you did like it, please remember to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. But until next time, take care.